Hoje somos abençoados em apresentar um encontro esclarecedor intitulado Mestra Relembra, em Entre Mestra e Discípulos, dada em inglês em 8 de janeiro de 2006, em Surrey, Reino Unido.
Peace for Ukraine or Ukraine.
And I love you so. The people ask me how I've lived till now. I tell them I don't know.
You know Cinderella story, right? 12 o'clock must go, all the makeup falls off, mascara gone, lipstick fades, yeah. Rouge gone, pumpkin coming. My pumpkin is coming out. So the PH Miracle is the vegetarian book, right? Is it? Or is there fish in there? Chips? No. Fish? Vegan? Okay.
He just stress, he himself stresses fish maybe once a month or something. Because of certain qualities of the fish.
That kind of man. Compromise, you see? Oh, that's garbage. I don't eat that. Fish once a month. What does that fish say to you? If you eat him once a month. Gosh. You see, I don't like these kind of people. Huh? Are you that or that? You know, okay. Pleasing everybody, you know what I mean? No, it's okay, it's okay. No need, honey. You rest. All of you. Okay, so where were we? Okay, the 10, huh? Okay. In the beginning, you know, already I had a car, like 3,000 something, or 1,000, like almost a free gift. Because they stay in the garage too long, nobody bought it. It was rusty, so they give it to us mostly for free. And he is very temperamental, the car, you know. Anytime he doesn't want to go, he just stops. Yeah. No need to tell you nothing. You can push all you want, he just stays there. I'm tired. So mostly we didn't have a car anyway, just one small like van and pack all together. So 4 people, 110. That's why I told you we stay at the bank of the river and we're not afraid of death because we had company. You know, I told you already. If you die alone, you worry. But mostly when people die, they don't want to die because they're lonely. When they go alone. No? When they die alone. So that is very scary. But if you have another 3 persons with you in one tent. So I just like in life, if you have friends, you know, you're not afraid. Because mostly if the river is swollen up, then we will all be swallowed up. It's true. Because the river can be unpredictable. So if you want to camp somewhere, even in the middle of summer and all that, you have to take precautions, okay? Because I was young and fearless and invincible, I told you already. We were all young, you know. All the young kids follow me. About my age at that time, we were young and we were happy, you know. Every day we did not much. At that time, you know, sometimes I went to lecture and came out. We didn't have home anyway. And sometimes we had, but we still like to camp. In the beginning, didn't have home. So 4 persons, 1 tent. And when I come to think about it, I really think I was very brave. All the poor monks and nuns follow me. What if the river is swollen up, you know? And then we'll be flushed in no time. Because sometimes the rain comes from the other side of the mountain, far away, where the river source is. And the water can be very torrential coming down on us. But lucky we didn't die, so I'm still here. And every day we do barbecue, you know. We get the wood, dry wood from the woods, cheap, no cost. So it doesn't matter. And we sing and then make theater. We didn't have makeup, so they put like the coal, charcoal that we cooked. All kinds of makeup on the face. And they braided leaves and wildflowers and made crown, theatrical stuff. And played something. We were laughing so much. It was very nice at that time. Why am I telling that? What was it? Been together. Yeah, I told you. In the beginning, I didn't have land, I didn't have a house. We rented a house, which they gladly gave it to us, and later we knew why. It's a ghost house. A lot of ghosts, nobody dare go in there. The grass has already moved into the living room all over, you know. So we clean it up, all the grass, the tall grass, look like this bamboo kind, you know, but that kind of tall grass, you know, tall and hard, sugar cane type, bamboo type grass all over in the house already, and we clean it up. We clean the road because there was no road even. All the grass was growing on the road. So we clean all up because we didn't have much money. It was very cheap. We didn't know. Later somebody told us, they paid somebody to go in there. Nobody dare go in there even. Pay for housekeeper. Nobody wants. Because the ghosts kept the house. So we were scared, you know. So 7 years nobody lived there, and the grass grew all over. We went in there, oh, it's not bad. You know, I told you I was young and invincible. At that time, even I didn't go out in public or anything. There were about 20, 30 following me around. And sometimes we had to share clothes, you know. My clothes, they give it to some men and some monks, you know. But they were all very happy. And then we have that house and we clean it up and we planted vegetables. A very small land, but planted vegetables. And we eat and sell some. It's enough to live simple. And then because the house was already clean and nice and had vegetables and all that, they sold it. The owner sold it, didn't tell us. So we didn't have a house, you know. Okay, we move around. And later I had a little piece of land in Yangming Mountain, but that's a national park. We couldn't even camp. It's not allowed. But later they can do it. They do it now. They camp over there, the best. I told you, everywhere I go first and then people come. And then I have to go and make it all nice and clean. And then we have to go also. I didn't know about that, you know. I thought we just camp. You don't do anything. So it couldn't be wrong. But then the police came and all that. And it's too much hassle. So we went somewhere. So we didn't have any land. We had land, but we couldn't stay at that time. Now they can stay. They made a tent up there or even built a small pavilion for me. And then we went to the river. We moved south to the free river. You camp at the bank of the river. You have water from the river, and we filter it and use it. Or just do simple cooking or just barbecue, you know, every day. Yeah, at night we collect the wood, and then we camp, and then we cook whatever we had. Even New Year's, you know, that's all we had. But it was very fun. It was fun. What else did I say? What was it?
Where to stay?
Where to stay? For me? Oh, okay, that's why, huh? Yeah. We could just camp somewhere on the side of the river. But would police say anything? Anywhere? Probably, yeah, huh? In Taiwan, it was more simple because where we went, police didn't even bother to come. You know, it was over mountains, rivers, on foot. And you can't drive cars in there. Not even a horse can go through. Sometimes the river is swollen very high, and we have to go together with a rope and then go across the river together with a rope. And we keep the rope there across the river, so whenever we want to go across, we just hang on to that. Sometimes the river was up to my neck here. A very strong current. I don't know how I survived. I'm so small. And the current was very strong. And you couldn't see it because it's turbulent. It's not clear. My God. So invincible. That's typical of young people. You fear nothing. Yeah? You know nothing. You're unarmed and undangerous, you know. Nothing is a danger to you. You don't even know what danger spell like. And many of them were also young, you know, and they had fun. They didn't care. Sometimes we went to pick up the vegetables around the area, and we just cook them and eat them or eat them raw. And then sometimes we go outside to buy vegetables, a big car or something, or rent some truck and then bring the whole truck in. And we eat for a while, and when we finish, we go out again. You should see the scene. Oh my God. Maybe some of the old films, old CDs still have it. It's like this. the river like this, mountain like that on both sides, and you see the monks and then come from the mountain, go down the whole line. You can see them one by one, the whole line, carrying stuff. Like the ants, the ants when they go, it's similar like that. But it looks so beautiful though, because they have to carry by foot. There's nothing you can use in that mountain and river, because the mountain path is very small, just enough for one person to climb up and down like that. And then through the river, sometimes we had to put foot on the raft so it doesn't get wet or it's not too heavy to carry. In some areas you can, some areas you cannot. And I had a tent also, and I also had a living room. What was the living room? It's a raft made with dry wood from the forest, just put in the middle of the river. Yeah, that's it. And that part of the river doesn't flow fast. It gets stuck between the rocks, so the raft just stays there. So sometimes if I'm bored with my summer camp, I go there, just a few yards away, very convenient, put my feet in the water, cool. Because summer can be hot there. Yeah, and then we just play around. And then if you feel hot, you go in the river, bath yourself. And if your clothes are dirty, you wash it and put it on the rock in just half an hour dry. Just like in the laundry in your best shop in London. Very simple. The water always flowing, so it's clean. And we were at the top of the mountain, the top of the river source. So it did look like that. Nobody was up there. At least for a long time. We didn't see what you don't see, you don't know. And we use cloth to filter the water because we had nothing else. If you use the cloth to filter, it's clean enough already, and then you boil a lot, and then it's safe enough. Well, at least I was young, invincible, but I know the basic hygiene. Thanks to the Buddha, One of the precepts in Buddhist monkhood is that you have to filter your water. Buddha at that time, he knew already. He looked into it, he said, there are 8,400 million bacteria in your cup. Yeah, so the monks at that time, 2,000 some years ago, already filter their water before they drink, yeah? We filter and we boil as well, And it's so free, such a freedom. At sunrise, you get up, or not get up. At sunset, you go sleep or not go sleep. Up to you. Nobody checks. We don't know what time. We don't care. And then we play the mandolin, sitar, whoever. This what, flute, harmonica, whatever. We do all kinds of nonsense stuff. And playing ambush. Ambushing each other. Surprising and all that stuff. Put all kinds of charcoal on the face. We look like jungle fighters. And we all burn so black. Every day in the sun. Sometimes, as I told you already, when the sun sets, you can go to sleep or not sleep. Yeah, and I'm telling the truth. Because some didn't sleep at night. I don't know what they did. Daytime, they go out and sit on the rock, on top of the rock, and then sit for a while, and then their heads begin to lower down. And then some of the jungle men, some men who come and cut wood or something, and they say, my God, you poor thing, you don't have a home, right? That's why you can't sleep. Right? Look, all of you so tired. Oh, look at us sleeping all day. Some were meditating, sitting there or lying there with eyes closed. So the woodcutter was so worried about us. My God, what are you doing? You're so tired. All of you sleeping in the daytime, But it didn't feel, oh my God. I think that was the best time I have had up to now, compared to all the big buildings, big meditation hall, roomy houses and big houses, or whatever. I never feel as good. I have to tell you the truth. At that time, all we needed was just 1 or 2 meals a day. And it's not elaborate or anything. Sometimes we don't have utensils. We just use a slab stone, a slate stone, the flat one. Yeah, they abound in the river, and some are not that flat, but you can chop it. You can break it and make it flat a little bit, and more or less flat, doesn't matter, who cares, And put oil on it and zip, 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 and then, okay, eat it. Or just barbecue or cook something. Use small utensils and cook 1 or 2 pots. Everybody eats together. Afterward, we had dessert even. Because while you're cooking all the stuff, rice and vegetables and all that, you can put the sweet potatoes inside the hot coals and hot ashes. After you finish cooking, eat your meal and everything, you take it out and it's just ripe. It's just right. I eat it like dessert. And at that time, I even make wine. Remember the vegan wine? I don't know if you know about it. I don't think. You are another generation. And I make wine of those juices and herbs and stuff. And it tastes so beautiful. And that's how we live our life in the beginning of my mission. And now, I don't know, I lost the visa for Taiwan. Not lost, but at that time I could stay permanently. Every year I had to renew. But one time I went out, and then I couldn't go back in time. Yeah, and at that time some of the people didn't like it, that some people follow me, their family, and they work in high office, so it was difficult for me to renew my visa again. Because some of their family members follow me as a nun and monk, although they're already very big and adults. They don't like it. So here I am. At that time, I couldn't get a visa to come back. I could go back, but just stay 2 weeks or something. I'll have to apply for a visa and then stay a month. I just couldn't bother anymore. That was many years after. And, somehow. The beginning was fun because I was so young and naive. First time monk. Fear nothing, know nothing. And then I'm still alive. God protects the innocents, huh? Yeah, I was quite naive. Can you imagine? Really, it's like the Buddha's time. And in the 20th century's end, people build skyscrapers, go to the moon and all that, and we're hanging around in tents and shaving heads and living in the jungle and roasting potatoes. Do you believe it? And think it's the best life that we had. And I still do. Yeah. Of course, many people like that kind of lifestyle and they follow me, I don't know how I even fit the whole bunch of them. I didn't have any money. How did I ever do that? Can't forget. I did something like we planted some vegetables and bean sprouts, which is easy. A lazy style, I put it in the bath, I clean the bathtub, lay it underneath with some cloth, cheesecloth or something, whatever, a mosquito net we had, and then put beans on it, and then another layer, and the whole bathtub was full of beans. Then I just took one by one and sowed them. The whole bathtub was full of beans, and it became bean sprouts. Every day I water it from the tap, easy, and then after a week or something, I can't remember, it grows one someday, and then I sell one by one. The top layer is bigger, sell it first, and then it's so thick and big, and sell them. And then that's it. Some of them have a little money with them, so they feed themselves. Some don't have anything. And we used to have a small tin, a small metal can. Whatever money we had, we put all in there. Anybody who needed what, took out what, and used what. Well, it was very simple. We knew we didn't have much, so don't take much, I can't believe that. And we survived. Jesus. And even survived that river. Because summer is sometimes monsoon season. It can be rainy, And we camped there a long time. And nothing happened. My God. The rain god must have felt very sorry. He held his tears. Or maybe he went somewhere else to cry quietly, so he had no more tears left for Taiwan. So embarrassed to cry in the public. So he hid himself and cried somewhere. When he came back to Taiwan, no more water left. So during all that time, we had no problem. The water helped us, and the wood in the forest, so free. Just freedom. I don't know anymore, this kind of freedom. At that time, even though I heard that some religious organizations don't like us because we're new and don't know what we're doing, why. Immediate enlightenment, what? How? They have been practicing all their lives until they have been sitting near the bottom, almost fall out. I don't know what enlightenment is, and me is just a small young girl from nowhere and say, immediate enlightenment now. Oh, they can't bear it, And sometimes they created some problems, but I was invincible, I told you. I didn't know what problem means. I couldn't believe anything like that. Whatever they told me is okay. I don't care. I can't believe it. I was so convinced in my own goodness. You understand me? I could not believe that anybody doesn't understand that I'm good. That's it. So self-confident. But the world has been showing me differently. After 20 years, a little different. Yeah. My God. That was a good time. I was so naive, I wouldn't know what's the difference. Yeah? Between a cobra and a duck. Maybe not. Yeah, because I used to live in the mountains. I've seen snakes everywhere. In India, there are snakes everywhere. And centipedes and scorpion, they sleep together with me, in the bed. When you get up, sometimes you see them crawling around. Or under your pillow. I'm not kidding. It happened to me. And it's not that I don't know that they're poisonous, because they bit my neighbor, and she was all swollen, had to go emergency quickly. And I know they are poisonous, but what can I do? That's all I have. They are the only friends. You'll be more lonely if they're not there. Yeah. And sometimes I can't believe it now. When I look back, I was really invincible and almost stupid, Who would do that? So young, and a woman alone walk around in the forest at night. No flashlight, can't afford it. And I even see the road. It's not like outside the road here, you can feel the way. Because sometimes I go to some temple or see the teacher or master or some yoga, whatever, and I forgot the time, and when I came back, it's so late, and I still got home. Believe it or not, there's no moonlight or nothing. How did I get home? Now I can't even remember how I did it, but I did. And it's really puzzling to me now, but I did all that stupid stuff. Sleeping on the mud ground. I had only one sleeping bag and 2 pajama-like clothes, like the Punjab clothes, just a tunic, really thin cotton, cheap cotton, and the trousers. That's that. And survive all this. And how did I do that? I was just a woman. How did I even do that? I forgot. I must have been well organized. But I never felt more free than at that time, the time that we camped on the riverbank. Yeah. But it was a better climate than here, Taiwan, in the south. Well, sometimes it could be very cold, but I don't know. We were okay then. Huh?
Less rain?
I guess less rain, but we had tents, so it doesn't matter. And when 4 people, the heat is high, so even if you wet, you dry in no time. Magic, Yeah. And we go wander from one place to another sometimes. It was really a wonder in life. Yeah, I couldn't stay in somewhere too long, Sometimes, for some different reasons, some people asked us to go somewhere else, and we didn't want to bother them. Later on, I was more known, and people asked me to go in their houses sometimes. But I had a lot of people with me, 20, 40, 30, well, how to go in there. Didn't want to bother, and we already kept the principle that we don't bother people. So we just stay outside camp, and then went to lecture at night, Even the first couple of times I lectured, it was in a big hall and a lot of people coming. And everybody already liked it. And they said, oh, master this, master that. And they thought I have a temple like everybody else, in Taiwan, If you go talking like that, you must have a temple. And many disciples following already. They didn't know I live in a tent on the riverbank and roasted my potatoes at midnight on New Year's Eve. I didn't feel anything different. I didn't feel I should have a temple or anything. I didn't feel anything. Just feel cool. Just normal. Just like you feel like you have a home or a job. That's it. And some people follow us secretly and feel, oh, so strange. How come this master doesn't have any temple? And then sleeps here in the tent and roast potatoes. Yeah, because that day we didn't have any food. We didn't have any fresh food or protein or nothing. We were not having donations, even at that time already. So whatever we had, we spent, no more. Yeah. And then we buy potatoes, oranges, and we roast everything, anything. Sugar cane, oranges, apples, potatoes, sweet and not sweet. It was really a free life. My God, could I ever live like that again? Would I like that again? I don't know. Maybe I've grown out of it, huh? I'm not sure. Not really sure. At that time, solitude was all I wanted. Mostly whenever even after we had the land already, and each one had their own tent. That was, wow, luxury life. And elevated ground, bamboo bind together and put the tent on top, It's not like flat on the riverbank like before. And we're in a mountain. So it's not flat, so we have to make it like you make a platform, yeah? Because the mountain is not flat. And then we both have elevation. And now they're even better. Each one has a cave, You know the cave in Meli or not? None of you know? You've seen them? Have you been in there once?
I've just seen them from the outside.
You couldn't get in? They didn't let you?
I think I stood in the doorway and that was...
You didn't want to, okay. It's not necessary, of course. Yeah, each one makes a cave of their own liking, with water, washing basin, and the ventilator upstairs. I have one also. It's kind of humid to live in a cave in Taiwan, a little bit. But now they have a dehumidification machine. The cave with aircon and dehumidifier, It's just funny sometimes. And heater and all that. Even then, at that time, after we had that mountain, we didn't make caves yet. And I always longed to go into the wilderness alone. So sometimes I take a whole bunch of them. Sometimes I just go alone with 1 or 2 people. Yeah. And I told you before, I used to go in that cave, yeah, until the tree fell on top of it, in front of it, and blocked the whole cave. You still can go in, but you have to crawl in the branches, So I thought, okay, if you don't want me to go in there, then that's it, that's the end. And that's really, I don't ever go back there again. I don't ever go back to Taiwan again, ever since. Something happened here and there, and then I just kind of cut off. But I remember that's the freest time and the happiest time. My God, I was really happy. So carefree, I didn't feel any burden or trouble. Not at all. We lived like 300-400 or at least 200 something people, but it felt like one. Didn't feel any friction between us, no tension, nothing. Some are cooking and some hang around waiting. Some are sitting there mouth watering, and each one does their own job. Some do some knitting, some do cleaning tents or do whatever. Some just go and hang on the rock, sit there, and some go in the bush. Some hang in the hammock, depends. It was just a really happy time. So even then, afterward, we had land, we had, more stable tents, more stable land, more stable caves, more stable house even. I never felt as happy. Is there any place we could live free like that again, ever? In Europe somewhere? Huh? Tell me.
If you don't mind the weather in Sweden, I think.
What?
In Sweden.
Sweden? How can you live in a tent in Sweden?
Yeah, the country is not very cold.
How cold? For you, Sweden, not for us.
Well, it could be sometimes -5, -10. It's like midnight, but daytime the weather is more or less like UK.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it's brighter. It's sunny in day.
Okay.
And the land is much cheaper. So much cheaper. And there's sea view in Sweden, especially south part of Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
And you're allowed to tend if you buy the land.
Yeah? How do you know?
It's very, very cheap. Compared even to Surrey, not talking about London, it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, okay. But I don't even want to buy land. That's the point. Yeah. I'm not sure if I buy land, I would be that happy or not. It's not the same feeling, you know? It still feels like a tie or an obligation. Yeah. We had land in many areas. You know that. I had land in Maoli and after that. But it doesn't feel the same as when I was on the river and rely on nature. We cook in the open with three stones and a pot on top and with wood. And the wood we didn't even buy. And we had a very small budget. Maybe I have too much money now, I don't know. It's not the same. But thank you, maybe I will consider that. How many disciples are in Sweden who want to freeze in a tent?
No, altogether, I mean, the disciples that come to group meditation regularly should be around 30, 40.
That's not bad, considering I went there only once. Yeah, but when I think of Sweden, I think of, you know.
That's just like north part of Sweden, south part of Sweden, the weather is more or less like UK.
Yeah, and they have land to sell in.
Yes, plenty of them, because the population is very small.
Why?
It's only like 9 million.
Okay, fine, and what do we have to eat there? What can we roast? Is there a vegan?
No, but there are plenty of land and we see view and not too expensive.
Yeah, but is it folky and that? Same, huh? Same like the UK?
No, Brighton, not as folky as UK.
Like Brighton?
No, it is brighter.
Brighter. I never thought of Sweden as a traveling place because it's so cold. That's what I think, you know. The picture we have in the mind and the picture on the map, you know, where on the map. Yeah, but I'm sure it's a nice country and the people are nice too.
And people not as complaining, you know, they don't really care what you're doing.
Are you sure? They don't care what you're doing until you do it next to them. Yeah, it could be all right. But if it's so cold, I don't know if we could live in tent or not.
Yeah, in winter it could be, winter could be really cold, so
yeah,
you can see the tent camping.
No.
Just for summer, spring.
Yeah, because in winter, in the camp, if you don't have a heater, some people could get ill. It could get cold into your bones and all that. Maybe you get used to it after a while, but I don't intend to subject any of you to such kind of unnecessary asceticism. Even though we could become Buddha in that way. Too cold to think of anything else. Yeah, it could be good, huh? But it might, I don't know if it's too cold or not, you know.
I mean, at night, it cold for like a period of like 4 months.
Yeah, oh, it's too much. Yeah, I was in Japan once and I came in about 5 degrees or 2 degrees at night or maybe less, you know. All around it was just snow and inside my tent the ice formed, the kind of snow flower ice all over inside the tent. Beautiful. Maybe I wasn't equipped enough. I didn't have a sleeping bag. I just used a normal Japanese blanket, you know, the cover, cotton cover or something like that. Thick but not warm enough, not insulating enough. Maybe it wasn't a very good idea. But I survived for 1 or 2 weeks, 2 weeks something. I ate just cold stuff, didn't even cook. Even noodles I ate dry and drank water after. Cold water also. Just normal water from the tap, you know, inside, but out, drank it. I don't remember if I drank some warm water sometimes. It's very cold at night. Difficult to sleep. I guess I didn't have enough food either. Not enough nutrition, and that makes you cold too. I guess you could live in some such situations for a while. I don't know how long. And some people, older people, you know, oh, I'm getting older. The bones complain. So Sweden's not that cold? How come everybody lives in the north? Why not the south if it's so nice?
No, it is more people in the south of Sweden.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
But less than other countries. That's what you mean? 9 million?
9 million.
The whole of Sweden?
Yes, the whole Sweden.
My God! But it seems like a big and powerful country. It's not.
I mean, economical. I mean,
Yeah, I know it.
it's,
But how can. Wow, there must be very strong folks. Only 9 million, and they make themselves like one of the world's rich and powerful countries. It's that impression. Huh? Must be good government then. Huh? Good people. Wow, some lucky people, huh? And you meditate there, people say nothing?
no.
In your house, right?
No. Because we meditate in our house and it's about 10, 12.
Uh-huh.
And the neighbor, they're all already.
Oh, there's not much. Oh, I have to think. Okay, I could go home now, huh? You guys still stay here until Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Oh, some of you, huh? Some go home, right? Yeah, okay. I think I go home and you guys rest or meditate, okay? Because if I sit here, I keep talking. And we talk enough, right? I really still think that was a good time. But suppose, huh? It sounds like a good time. It was so carefree. Maybe because I was young as well, you know? Maybe because I was young. You know, no bad experiences. Or idealistic and naive, you know? Invincible. And we're young, we're more invincible.
Much worries.
No, I didn't think much. Because I didn't have many bad experiences. So you can go ahead like the deaf people, they're not worried about the gun. They're not afraid of the gun. That's what we say in Vietnam. The deaf people don't hear the gun. I don't know if I live like that again, would I be happy or not? I tell you what, recently even when I was in the cave, also almost independent. Water from the rain, from the waterfall. I used wood from around the forest, but I didn't use much wood because there was some oil, you know. I had some assistants, so they brought oil inside, so it was more convenient. And the oil heater, you could cook on top of it as well. Simple meals. Oh, we could cook big meals as well. We could cook for 4 people. A big pot like this, 4 people and 5 dog people. So it was big enough, yeah. The oil lamp. Otherwise you can cook with gas or wood nowadays. In the forest, if you want to cook with wood and a small fire, and then you have to build, stone all around the fire. And always stay there and don't leave, because if the wind blows it away. And after you cook, you have to use water to extinguish the fire, yeah? Like that. It's no problem. Otherwise, in the forest, it can be tricky, huh? In case you do that in forest anywhere, you have to use a big clear area. And always water afterward to extinguish any hot coals underneath until no more smoke coming out of that under the ash, yeah? Then you know it's gone. Otherwise, sometimes it's just a little coal underneath and then it will glow more and more and it glow and then it will fly away. And then the forest can be burnt in no time. You better be careful. But when I was in the cave, I like it very much. Nobody around, even alone, you know. Nobody around at night also. Just sleep alone, meditate alone, and feel very independent and very good. Oh my God. And then the police came and messed all up. And I didn't feel appetite anymore. Could they say all kinds of things? Yeah? Theme park, my food. That's the last thing that I ever want. I wanted to be alone there, the theme park. Jesus. It has to be more natural also, you know. But that land I bought that, so I didn't feel too bad. It's different. It has to be natural, you know. It has to be natural. It has to be abundant in natural resources, like water. That's all I need. Water and wood. That's all we need, really. You can keep warm by that. And you can cook, yeah, you can wash yourself. Or just go without food, then it's fine. But it will be a little more boring. The whole day. Whole day, not much to do. It was so nice. Maybe one day it will happen again. Who knows, huh? How about in Cork? Is it very cold, baby? The water and everything? You have big land and can camp and all that?
Yeah.
Near where you live? You know that?
You bought a big farm.
You did?
If you did.
You did?
No, I didn't. No. But
What?
there's.
Who bought a big farm?
No, you would buy a big farm.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
And there's big old houses sold every now and then.
Yeah?
With lots of land and woods.
Mm.
But they've gone expensive now because.
A lot of people go there, and it's a good area, and it's next to Goodwill. Oh, man. Of course. I'm too late. The thing is, you can buy expensive land and live on it, but it doesn't feel like fun anymore. Even if you can afford it, it feels like a burden, like an obligation. The land and the cave I bought, it was very cheap and very big, and you felt free, you felt like nobody would come. And I was wrong. The karma comes anytime. Anybody doesn't come except karma comes anywhere. Oh my God. It was so big, like 120 something hectares. That's 300 plus acres, right? 120, 30 hectares with forests, evergreen forests, and you had tons of animal people. And then you had deer people, you had mountain goat people, beautiful white and black in color. And you had pig people running around, rabbits, bird people. You had those chicken people, wild chicken and peacock people all over. Yeah. So I built a big dam, a lake for them to drink because sometimes summer doesn't have water. And I could have taken care of that land and the animal people forever, but okay, I don't need to anymore. And I made the road and everything nice, and then they could come up and harass me before nobody there, and nobody bothered because the road was so bad and bumpy and holy everywhere. Nobody even wanted to go there. I heard that some people wanted to go there and buy the land, and they just look at it from like 3-4 kilometers away, because the mountain you can look far. And the realtor asked, you want to go there and look, or is enough here? I said, enough here. And they would return. Nobody would go in there because of the road. It was so bad. Because it was just a dirt road, and the mountain, when there was rain, big holes everywhere. You couldn't even run on it. And then I made it all flat again, nice. And then the police came up. So easy now. Boom, boom, all came up there and made trouble. Say this and that and blah, blah, blah. Oh, God. Well, maybe it will happen again, huh? I don't mind buying a piece of land, also fine, but it has to be natural, simple, not overpriced like around Brighton or London. For what? And then you can be independent. That's what I like very much. Even if there's no electricity or anything, you can plant your vegetables there. You have water and you have wood. That's all you need. And if you want lamps or something, you can buy candles or oil lamps. And you're more independent. Over there, I just use a few lamps, those solar lamps, the ones you can plant along the driveway in some big home. I use them. So at night, I use them like a flashlight. So I didn't even need flashlights. Daytime, they charge. Nighttime, they just glow. And if you don't want, you turn it off. Like a flashlight. Enough to walk around at night. Well, if you even want to walk at night, you don't even want to walk much, just in case. So I felt so free. I felt so free I could live there forever. But then I think the words karma call me out so that I can go and visit you guys. Potatoes. That's the problem, you know? So I think it's not really the police's fault, it's just you guys, you know. Not just you, the whole world crying. My God, so big and can't even live alone. So old already, some of you have beards and grandchildren, still crying like kids. Huh? I don't understand you. Just to sit in the room and eat with me, that's it. My God, crazy people. No wonder people think I'm doing something to you. They don't know that I'm the victim here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm bound. Yeah. When I was in that cave, Actually, I was really thinking, not a theme park, but I was thinking of you guys. I thought, wow, if some people would like to live this kind of life, this cave can house a lot of people, 200 people at least each or more. You know, we could span a little canvas more, and a lot of people can stay here, and we just cook, eat, talk, and sing at night around the bonfire, and then go to sleep. Next morning, do the same exciting things again. And I was thinking, do we have enough water? You know, we will if we store it in big containers. I was thinking a lot like that. I did think of you guys also. If it was so free, the world was freer, I wouldn't mind. Because a big land, you don't have to live in a cave, just outside nearby. Or in a tent. Yeah. And that area is safe. There's a cave behind you, and in front is a forest, so you never have big winds or anything. And it's just so nice. If we could live like that, if there's such a place like that, I don't mind. You guys go live together and do what you want. Yeah, each one has a tent. You can eat together or not eat together, you know. You can eat or not eat. Sleep or not sleep. Yeah. That would be nice, huh? Go out and collect wood, yeah? And rub it together, make fire. No, at least you would have matches or a lighter. Easy. Do what you want, huh? Sometimes we eat together, sometimes you cook alone, whatever, huh? Or each one cooks a little bit and bring it together there and share. Or just whatever, yeah, whatever. If you have a big forest like that, huh? You can collect wood and live forever, right? Yes. Wouldn't that be nice, huh? Yes. All we need is just the tent, you know, we hang it on the tree, that tent that I designed for all purposes, yeah? to keep things warm and dry, eh? And then it'll be okay. Even at 0 degrees, we could live like that, right? Or not?
Could be cold because you spend 24 hours. Like,
Too cold?
yeah, could be cold.
You have a fire, you know, huh?
We do the fire inside chicken.
Yeah, I know. I always dream like that. I'm still dreaming. A life of freedom, you understand? A life of freedom. I have a house also. It looks similar to that, you know, with wood, and you can also have wood, but it's not enough. It feels like a burden more than joy, because it's a kind of olive tree. And some people have to come up and trim it now and again, or harvest it, and so people come in up and down. It doesn't feel the same when you have a house. I don't know really. I don't know how I live that way again. Because once you have a house, you don't feel like living in a tent outside, you know. Yeah? It's just not the same. And the wood from olive trees is different from the natural wood that falls all over in the forest. Oh, maybe I do it again. I don't know. Maybe. Huh? Maybe one day. Maybe that's why I'm not happy with any house. Maybe it's not necessary anymore. Maybe I have to return to that natural living. Maybe we go a little bit to some more inland, ugly places to find some home. I don't know. Oh, we'd still look around, huh? Maybe there's some places. Not too near the airport or something, but nearby. Possible. The other direction. You guys look it up and then tell me. Yeah? Somewhere that has forest and sea as well. Wow, I don't ask for much. And cheap. Again, I don't ask much. Oh, I really like this freedom living. In Florida, you almost can live like that because you have wood all over the center. But if too many people, I don't know if it's enough or not, you know? You have to have really, really like a big forest, eh? Natural, huh? So you can harvest wood all the time. It's not a question about money. So I could afford it. Really, I could afford it. I could afford a house and live in it, but I just feel bored everywhere. I live in the first class, the most luxurious hotel, with everything at my fingertips, and I still felt bored. But I remember I never felt bored in that mountain where I was camping before. And I tell you honestly, sometimes I camp because I come and go before. And whenever I was there, I didn't want to get out again. But at that time, I was full of engagements, always some lecture somewhere already planned in advance. And then the time I had to go. I remember the feeling very well. I never wanted to leave the mountain. Yeah. And also in Florida, in California, in San Jose, one time I also had a small mountain. And we had a water well, and they put a couple of mobile homes or mobile houses on there, just a simple, cheap, second-hand one, only 5,000 each or something like that. Or 2,000 even. You buy the old ones, they bought it and put it everywhere. And I lived on top of the mountain. And we also had a lot of wood we collected. It was just a small group, 6 people at that time. And every day we cook. They cook sometimes inside the trailer with a gas cooker, a small trailer, and nice, delicious food. And at night we'd barbecue outside, yeah, with the wood from the forest. Yeah, you could cook with wood also, but it wasn't necessary. So I did feel also very free, and I never wanted to go down that mountain, never. And then I had to go out. There was a fashion show. At one time I lived up there for 2 months. I never set foot down outside of the mountain, 2 months long. And I never wanted to go. But I went out because of some promised engagement in advance, and I never went back ever since. And we sold it because nobody goes up there, and no use. But there was a big mountain forest, and one time the neighbor complained that the government say you can't go up there, you have to build a road, this and that. And I refused because I didn't want to cut more trees. That's the only mountain that still has trees all around our naked mountains. That's why they didn't have water, and they complained why. No rain, nothing to attract rain. And that was a good time too, because I felt abundance. We have water in the well, at least from the well, and we had the forest full of wood. And there were some patches of forest full of flowers. Oh, there were some small iris flowers and orchid flowers, those earth orchids, and some small flowers about thumb size, but all kinds of colors. Pink, purple, blue, oh, so beautiful. The whole patch was like that. It was like paradise, and it's hidden from view. Not like if anybody goes in the mountains, they can see it right away. That was just some corner of it. And it was where my camp was, where my caravan was. And it wasn't there before. After I lived there for a while, hey, they're all coming, blooming everywhere. Oh my God. Can you imagine wanting to leave a place like that? Wanting to go away? But at that time, I was very idealistic. I would go out, lecture, do this, do that. I was very busy. Busybody. Oh, I should have just stayed in that mountain. Go out and just collect all kind of suffering, misery, disappointments and heartbreak all these years. But it's okay, at least the price is for something, yeah? But still, I tell you, I still remember that feeling that I didn't want to go out. A couple of times I didn't want to, because of the mountain. That one time in the mountain, I never wanted to go out. And the mountain in San Jose, I didn't want to go out. And the cave, I didn't want to go out. Yeah, so that kind of life, maybe I like that. But I also remember whenever I didn't want to go out, it was because I was alone. Or mostly alone, or just a small group, like 2-3 attendants. It was not like a big group or big responsibility. Then it sometimes breeds conflicts again. You understand me? Personality problems. And if we feel like a burden at work. When I was with the other 400 monks, it was different. Monks and nuns, yeah. I was younger, We were all new, and it was less problem then. Yeah, 1 or 2 incidents, but less problem. But at that time, I also had engagements, so we didn't stay in the mountain that long. And then we had to go out again. to work. But when I was alone, during the period that I was free, I stayed there for maybe a month or 2 months, and I didn't want to go out. But because of engagements, I had to go out again. And then one thing led to another. I never had a chance to go back. The last time I didn't have. And I'm out of Taiwan and then around in the world, and I don't have chance for such things again. And then I lost this again in San Jose, and I lost this again in the cave. So now I'm here in the city wondering what to do. What am I doing here? Where is my home? All that. I have a house, but I don't feel like it. I told you, the olive yard is big and it's enough. And I have a house and everything, but don't feel like it. I make it nice, cozy, everything, and it still doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like home. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's wrong. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I shouldn't have worried about this. I just tell you why. Maybe one day we can make it again, huh? Who knows? Yes. Somewhere I'll find my jungle again. But it has to be in some free country and people don't bother you. Police don't suspect and don't come and keep questioning you. Because if you live alone and they keep coming again and again with guns and all that serious look, it's very unappetizing. You don't know if you can trust them, if they come back again and when. It doesn't feel tranquil, right? And police, many of them are good, but not all. I watch too many movies, American police, and sometimes it's kind of a little bit uneasy, huh? Yeah. And also the society, they don't understand you. It's just that. Oh, never mind. One day we make it, huh? One day, maybe. I'm so old already and still dreaming like a teenager. What, love?
It's good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Good to dream? Yes. Sitting there and disturbing your sleep like that.
It's fun.
Go ahead, snore. You don't have to go now, Cocky?
Yeah.
Okay. Have a safe journey, eh?
Yeah. Cheers. I have to get my gear first.
Yeah, go. Don't forget anything, huh?
No, thank you.
Thank you too. Okay, I better go also, huh? So we stop talking and I see you maybe sometimes. If you have to go with God and safe. Be safe. I love you very much.
Can I help you?
No, it's all right. It's not much.
Take good care.
Yeah, you too, guys.
Thank you.
Thank Please, you know what to do, right? Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master. And to you too. I had a good time. Happy New Year.
Đêm qua ta mơ theo cánh nhạn hồng, lạ lướt mây xanh thanh thang trời lộng, một đời thong dong, một đời